Kings though.
Around the horn. Dun-dun-dun.
Listen for the mid-range.
All right. Welcome to Around the Horn. We're on the Red app. We're on Playback, and we are honored to be able to present this to you guys. As I got some of my day ones with me. I got True the King in the building. I got Sturdy. Hey, Sturdy. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. And we got Chris D, who, if you guys do not know his original name when he used to be on streaming platforms, and I won't snitch on him. We got a new competitor. We got King Shy.
Yep.
What's going on?
Yeah.
How you guys feeling? You guys ready?
Yep.
Absolutely, man. I'm
All
excited.
right.
Absolutely. I'm excited, man.
All right, so let me make this perfectly clear for everybody that has not got to see the rules. The rules are very simple. There will be a point system. The points will be awarded by the host, myself, based on the efficiency and style of your arguments. So as long as you construct a good argument and you apply some facts, you will be all right with me. Good initial answers. Your first statement, answering the question, that will receive 2 points off rip. Any other points you get added is based off of facts that follow the initial answer, and they vary from 1 to 3 points. Penalties are included. Cliches, false information, and as we all love, hypotheticals are banned and will result in a penalty. And when I mean a penalty, I mean... So is there any questions before we get started?
Hey, you know me. I'm good, casual. I'm ready to.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Is the first word. Sacramento Kings have recently signed one Russell Westbrook, former MVP. We spoke about it earlier in the stream. They also extended one Keegan Murray in his rookie contract for $140 million. And it looks as if this team is looking to build primarily based around Domantas Sabonis. What is the first word that comes to mind for the Sacramento Kings making the postseason this year?
It's a 2-letter word, man. Casual. The Sacramento Kings have really no chance because we're talking about a team that really lacks defensively. A lot of their personnel is older. DeMar, Russell Westbrook. We all know that DeMontis is an elite offensive hub. I mean, we all know that. But in terms of the guys playing around him, like Zach LaVine, I mean, Zach LaVine's been a 20-point per game scorer, but he's also been in and out the lineup. Russ has clearly regressed. He's not a great decision maker. He's very turnover prone. He's lost a lot of his athleticism, and I just don't think he's the same player. I think Malik Monk will have to step up, but I also think the Kings' young players are not as good as the older players are, and I think that's a big problem because when you have someone like DeMar being an ISO ball dominant player that he is, but he's not an elite defender. Zach LaVine, not a great defender. Domantas Sabonis is not a great defender. I just don't see them going really far. I do think they have a chance to make the play-in simply because we're talking about a Sabonis that's 20-13-7. One argue a top 3 rebounder in the entire league, and that's just my entire take on the Kings. Man.
All right. Going to True the King. What is the first word that comes to mind when you think of the Sacramento Kings making the postseason this year?
Confusion. I don't know what direction the Sacramento Kings are they trying to do. I don't know what's the direction they trying to do, compete in the West. I felt though a couple years ago they was in the right direction with Mike Brown. They fired Mike Brown. We don't know what they're gonna be in their future. I mean they're very they got young talent. They don't have no if you look at their team, it just look at the West how they're constructed right now. It's not as good as other teams. And the question is, are they gonna make the playoff? It's just no. Not because necessarily they can win 40 games and not make the playoffs, right? 40 plus games, not make the playoffs. There's other teams, 8 teams are better. And then, like I said, I don't like how they're even adding Russell Westbrook to the team, whatever. Yeah. Is he going to help? Sure. But is he going to help them get to the playoffs? Absolutely not. You got teams even playing like New Orleans Pelicans. That's a better team, in my opinion. You got guys like of the Phoenix Suns. And no disrespect, it's a bonus. Great player, but can he be your best player on a team? You know what I mean? Consistently, can constantly get into the playoffs. I think not. because like I said, mentioned defense. He's a big part of the reason why the defense is not good. Keegan Murray, and let's be honest, Keegan Murray. We've been hearing all this potential about Keegan Murray, this and that with his extension. Oh man, he's a young player, but I've been waiting for the leap, y'all. I've been waiting on this Keegan Murray's leap. When are we going to see it? I don't know, man. Dennis Schroeder, he cool. Like I said, they got good veterans, but they're not good enough. They're just not good enough, and I don't know if they like. I don't know. I have to see something. Shout out to Russell Westbrook for getting on a team, being close to home. I respect that. But when it comes to them making the playoffs, no chance at all.
All right, all right, all right, all right. And finally, Sturdy, what is the first word that comes to mind when you think of the Sacramento Kings making the postseason?
Mid. I think it mid, despite the fact that Russell Westbrook. Let's be clear. Russell Westbrook last year was 7th in 6 Man of the Year votes. Coming off the Denver Nuggets, he was a contributor. Yeah, he has his flaws, but we're talking about a guy who averaged 13, 6, and almost 5 rebounds, I believe. And we're talking about a guy like that Westbrook don't get enough credit for, especially at his older age, is contributing on the defensive end. We've seen it especially in the playoffs last year with Denver. Since we're talking about the playoff situation, they were a plus. There was a +8. Their defense was +8 better and 100 per 100 possessions when he was on the court than off the court. That's because despite his despite his athleticism decreasing, he still was able to switch over guard one through 3 positions at times. Still be a strong defender when getting switched on the post. And I think specifically on this Kings team, he's going to add one more offense, like I mentioned in production he did on Denver, and number 2, he's also going to most importantly help out their depth. I think they're going to start Dennis Schroeder. I think with Russell coming off the bench, he's going to obviously find his shooters open and contribute to their already high-octane offense. We forget last year, despite the Kings being missing the playoffs, they were top 7 in offense last year in offensive rating. So I don't believe why wouldn't Westbrook contribute to making that offense even better. And despite them being 23rd in defense last year, I think Westbrook was going to make that team a slightly better defensive team. Now, involved for making the playoffs, that's why I said mid. So even though Westbrook slightly improves that team, they still the West is just tough. Like they're not a top 8 team in the West because of the defense and simply because the inconsistent depth at the center position. So Russ helps with their perimeter, he helps with their offense, but the Kings have too many flaws to overcome, and I don't think they'll make the playoffs. That's what I said.
All right, all right, all right. At the end, Sturdy was able to trump true to a 4-point lead by the end of the first round. I'm interested to see how we able to move in this next segment. Buy or sell. The MVP odds came out about maybe 2 months ago. Nikola Jokic ended up at the top with a +220 odds. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander following behind him with a +250. Luka Doncic shortly behind that with a 3rd place of potentially being able to win. Giannis and Anthony Edwards followed up far behind with the 4th and 5th spot, respectfully. Buy or sell. True to King. Do you buy or sell Nikola Jokic being expected to win his 4th MVP in 6 seasons?
I kind of buy it because one of the reasons he's arguably the best player in the world, and he's been in the conversations. He's going to be in the conversation until we see any slowdown. So absolutely, I think we buy it. Also too, when it comes to the MVPs though, Kaz, you know this, it comes to narratives and things of that nature, and with the media vote at the end of the day. And I mean, hey, if fair or no, and unfairly, Nikola Jokic will be in these conversations. His numbers going to say so itself. He's going to average a triple double or near a triple double. Crazy scoring efficiency. His crazy number of assists, rebound, that nature. Going to put him in the conversation. The odds. The Denver Nuggets, which part of MVP, winning the MVP is how great the team going to be. I think they're going to be, especially in the West, where it's going to be close. Even if you're a top 5 seed, if it's a game behind, whatever, and his numbers and production are going to match up to that, his MVP status. Absolutely. Like I said, man, media, they love Jokic. I don't know. I mean, if he averaged another triple double, and then like I said, the Nuggets, I think Nuggets is gonna be better than he was last year. I think I can see Nuggets being a top 3, top 2 seed. I definitely buy the fact that he can win his 4th MVP. You know what I mean? Because like I said, guys like Giannis, trade talks and conversations. It's getting nasty. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard for him being in that conversation, even though I feel though he's arguably the best in the world. But like I said, again, when it comes to talk about MVP, it's not just you being the best player in the world. Other factors coming in, narratives and things. Shea, even a guy like Shea, is he gonna? I mean, we'll see. He may be in the conversation, but like I said, numbers. Jokic almost won it last. Jokic, I mean, it was him and Shea, and Shea won it because he was a higher seed. Or we'll see if he can keep that #1 seed again. So yeah, I buy it that Jokic's gonna win as an MVP. The Nuggets look like they're gonna be the best we've seen since this Nuggets team look like the best team Nuggets we saw since they won a championship. Maybe better. So absolutely, he can if he have that production he had in other previous MVP seasons, and the Nuggets are, like you said, top 2 seed. Absolutely, I could see him buying that fact he's winning MVP. The man averaged triple last year, and listen,
All right. All right. I even gave you a hood minute for that one too. Oh, King Shot, buy or sell Nikola Jokic winning his 4th MVP in 6 seasons?
Hey, appreciate you for another round, man. But I got a lot of work to do. But let's get into it. I'm gonna sell. I think Shea. We were talking about a man who came off a 33-6-6 year. Led the team. I mean, best player in the championship team, Finals MVP, scoring title, Western Conference Finals MVP, plus 19 net rating, top 10 in DPOY for the second straight year,
shit.
among the league leaders in steals. I mean, we are talking about a historic year by Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He is going to improve as an on-ball defender, as a playmaker, as a three-point shooter next year. And I think with this supporting cast, he'll continue to get better defensively and offensively. He might even average 35 and 8 assists this year with a supporting cast. J-Dub averaged 22, 6 and 5 last year. Chet, I think, will get better, and I think this supporting cast is historic. 68-win Thunder team. We're talking about an all-time great defense. Shea has contributed to that defense. I'd say he's the 6th best defender on the team, and offensively, he's by and large the reason why they're that good. He led them to a top 3 offense last year simply off of iso ball. I mean, that's how good Shea is as an offensive player. And defensively, man, like, I think he's, in my opinion, he's arguably the best two-way player in the league with Giannis. And I just think Shea will continue to grow, man. And the supporting cast will aid it.
I don't know about that. No.
Yeah.
I was with you. Hey, all I know is nigga, the nigga that came back. Nigga dropped 30.
I'm about to say, I made up a stagger, Casual.
The nigga dropped 30.
I was down at 100, yeah.
Hey, look, I'm pleased with it. That was one hell of a performance in the second quarter.
I know. I had a lot of work to do, Casual.
That nigga started busting out facts. I was like, oh shit. Okay. All right, Sturdy. Buy or sell. MVP odds for Nikola Jokic coming out with the 4th MVP in 6 seasons. Something that I don't think that people understand, but there's only a handful of niggas that's ever done that.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I want to say, Casual. That's why I'm going to sell for 2 primary reasons. One, for competition, not just historically, but also currently for circumstances. Let's start with historically. You're right, Casual. There's only been 5 players who have at least 4 or more MVPs. That's Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. Now, out of those 5, 2 of those guys did in modern NBA era. Do you know what those 2 guys have in common? LeBron James and Jordan, when they won their 4th MVP, which was in '96 for Jordan and was 2013 for LeBron. They not only themselves had historical production as individual players, their teams had historical seasons as well. When you look at this Denver Nuggets, despite their improvements, but you look at the competition of the West, the likely chance of them having a historic season under the competition of the West is less likely in contrast to the guys I just mentioned. So when going back to the other guys that have a better chance of winning MVP, like a Giannis in the East, that's why I think Jokic don't have a chance, because guys like Giannis, Shea, and even Luka have better chances. For one, Giannis, people forget last year he was second. He was second in terms of points per game, only second behind Shea. This year, with lesser talent, people, despite people having less expectations for the Bucks, with their talent, now look at the fit. This team last year was top 3 and if not number 1 in catch and shoot threes throughout NBA last season. There is going to be again. Why not? They're going to be again top 3 again. Not to mention they're going to be faster, getting rid of Brick Lopez and attaining Miles Turner. So they give him more depth in offense and most importantly provide more production for Giannis. We're talking about a guy who had 3 consecutive historic offensive seasons. So with lesser talent, with a better fit around him, he's going to put up more better numbers. Last year he averaged 30, 11, and 6 on 6% field goal consecutive years. Only person to do that. And he's going to do it again, but this time leading the league in scoring and with the narrative on the side. Once again, like I just pointed out, due to the expectations and the production the Bucks going to have, the only thing that Giannis is facing is the potential seeding.
All right. I gotta stop it. Fuck! This nigga was cooking! Chad! This nigga, don't think I ain't noticed you play on my heartstrings. Don't think I ain't noticed that shit, Sturdy. Nigga, this nigga was cooking!
Bro, you giving King Shy like hints and shit. You taking some of my answers. I had to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god! All right, chat. Let's have a heart to heart. I know I said that after 2 rounds we was gonna go to the showdown, but fuck it, I can't lead this shit like this, bro. It's close between True and Chad, bro. Like, what you want me to do? Fuck you want me to do, Chad? Man, hey, we running that shit.
But Casual, you gotta realize.
Shit back.
Hey, you gotta realize.
All right, we gotta top it. And I knew some shit like this might happen, so I had a topic in the tuck for me, bro. All right. Now, the Boston Celtics have dealt with some injuries and also some depletions. With Kristaps Porzingis going to the Atlanta Hawks, Al Horford now signing with the Golden State Warriors. Tatum is obviously out with his Achilles injury, and as far as the guard play, you guys swapped out Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons. And on the flip side, the Los Angeles Lakers were able to acquire Luka Doncic during the trade deadline, trading their center, Anthony Davis. And since then, they acquired the services of Marcus Smart. So I lead this all up into asking this question: who is more likely to win the NBA championship first, the Los Angeles Lakers or the Boston Celtics? Now, since King Shy is at the top of the board between him and True the King, I'm gonna leave it to King Shy, and then True the King, I'm gonna leave it to you to answer, for you to respond, and then whoever wins between you two is going to see the great Ace 30.
I think the Lakers. We got a 34, 9, and 10 Luka in 2024. He's gonna get even better than he did. I mean, we're talking about a skinnier Luka, a healthier Luka, better supporting cast, better offensive pieces with LeBron, Reeves. He has a great big man, a guy who would aid him perfectly well in the pick and roll, and DeAndre Ayton. He has a couple of shooters in Dalton Connect, and Rui too. I think this Lakers team offensively is just so much better. I think we're going to continue to add on to that. I think the Celtics' biggest issue is I want to see how good Tatum will get when he gets back. I see the Celtics making a ton of finals. I don't really see the Celtics making winning championships due to the fact I think OKC with Shea, J-Dub, and the historic defense. I mean, we're talking about a 68-win Thunder team at such a young age. The Nuggets with Cam Johnson, Jokic, a 30-point triple-double, a guy who's won 3 MVPs over the last 5 years. Shea, obviously the league MVP. All those teams I think are just going to be so formidable in the future. I do see the Lakers going forward. They're going to be a top 3 team in the league. I mean, when we talk about Shea, Jokic, and Luka being the 34, 32, 30-point per game scores on historic efficiency, and I think continue going forward, I really like the Lakers, man. I like the Lakers. I don't see the Celtics, especially with Jason Tatum being injured. Jaylen Brown is not. I mean, he averaged 23, 24 over the last few years. He's not the real number one option that I think we really need to. He really needs to be. Jason Tatum. I mean, we're talking about a guy who averaged 39 and 5 at his peak. A guy who's by far the best player in the Celtics, top 5 player in the world. He does everything on the court at an elite level. He led the Celtics in all statistical categories in the playoffs in 2024. I think Jason Tatum. I mean, him going down was really such a big reason why the Celtics faltered and are failing right now.
All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. You lost me for a little bit. You was glazing the other team a little too much.
Yeah.
All right, True. Your turn to respond.
I mean, I mean, it's obviously the Celtics has a greater future. I mean, LeBron James is literally about to be—he's injured now. LeBron don't have a lot of time left. Like, so when LeBron's done hanging up the jersey, what are the Lakers going to do? We don't know. The Celtics are financially, when it comes to the cap, will be more financially stable to make more flexible moves for the future for them to compete and win more championships. The cap, yeah, we're only 10, yes, casual. We're only like 10 million above, like, the first eight with 10 million. We just need 10 million left to be under the luxury tax. That's a fact. Go look it up. You know what I mean? So like we have way more flexibility than the Lakers. Like that. Listen, like Jason Tatum, if you see him, he's dunking now. He's ahead of schedule. Oh, he's ahead of schedule. This is like historical, like his recovery time coming off his Achilles injury. And knowing Tatum, him being tough he is, I think he's gonna be fine. The doctor even said that the surgeon saying that he looked like he didn't lose no strength in his leg. So Tatum's gonna be fine. So Jalen Brown asking Jalen to be number one option is unnecessary. Jalen Brown, he was dealt injuries last year. He's looking like he's fine now. Anthony Simons, listen, every Simon, let's not forget, every Simon is a young player. We don't know what his future going to be for the Celtics, but being in that system of the Celtics where they develop young players and they get better, Simons could be a great piece to put next to Jason Tatum, another scorer. Let's not forget the comparisons. It was saying Simons in Portland that he was a mixture of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Now Joe Mazzulla in that system where that he can maximize Anthony Simons, which they talked about his defense and things that nature, maximize his potential. He can be he can be great. Peyton Pritchard, let's not forget who Peyton Pritchard is. He's on the rise, a young upcoming player, 6 man a year last year. Let's not forget that. We still got Derek White. Joe Mazzulla is a way better coach than Jason than JJ Redick. Let's not forget that. JJ Redick still has some question marks if he can win a championship for the Lakers. Let's not do that. And let's just look at the roster, bro. The roster, let's like DeAndre Ayton. Like DeAndre, are we really DeAndre Ayton? He hasn't been exciting since Phoenix Suns. We just got to be honest. Luka Doncic has gotten, yes, 34, 10, whatever case may be. But it's funny enough, you mentioned all those other teams in the West. You have to go against them. The Celtics don't have to go against the teams in the West. Y'all have to go against them. Y'all gotta go against OKC. Y'all gotta go against the young Uncle Spurs team, Houston Rockets. Y'all even gotta go against teams in California, the Warriors per se.
Oh shit! Okay, we done.
Oh,
We done. Oh shit! Oh shit!
Bro, like, King, I really wish I could rebuttal because I would say that the Celtics, it's not about making the finals, it's about winning the championship. That's what I
Oh
would say if I
my
was to rebuttal.
god!
That's-
Oh my bro! Oh my god! True almost lost me, and then that nigga knocked your ass out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, bro! All right, we got it. We got
Yeah,
a show to
man.
finish. We got a show
Yeah,
to
good
finish.
game, man.
Hey, shout out to King Shy. King Shy put up a valiant effort. This was a fantastic showdown. But we got the two heavy hitters, bro. We got the two heavy hitters in the final. Yeah. Here we go. All right, for overtime, Luka Doncic's preseason debut impressed a lot of NBA fans. He produced 25 points in 22 minutes of play, outscoring the Suns by 11 in that time frame. Yet the Lakers still suffered a 113-104 loss to the Phoenix Suns. Is there cause for concern with how the Lakers' rotational pieces have looked when their key offensive players aren't on the floor? Mind you, LeBron James is going to miss extended period of time due to a sciatica injury. First, we're going to start with a sturdy who was leading. Is there cause for concern with how the Lakers' rotational pieces have looked in the preseason going into the regular season that starts next week?
Well, there's two ways to answer this question, bro. From a schematic standpoint, what the Lakers trying to do, they're trying to run a high pick and roll offense. And in particular, and for the secondary action, they're trying to run more high post if from either Luka or potentially LeBron and Aiden, and then go off counters from there. So I think schematically they're going to be fine because when you look at Austin Reeves, who looked actually better this preseason, he's looked more stronger. He actually, I think, dropped 20 last two preseason games, and on top of that, he's actually you see the connection between him and Aiden is actually pretty good, especially in the short roll that we know Aiden likes to do. He's a pick and pop, short roll big. And most importantly, speaking of short roll, you have Luka looking phenomenal. So I think in terms of their offense, it's not really a big deal because that's the one thing the Lakers are not going to have a question for is their offense. I think defensively is what you look at the other side, where yes, you have acquisitions like Marcus Smart and Vando getting back healthy, but they are offensively flawed players. So that gives JJ Redick, an offensive-minded player who became a coach, give him more incentive to play more offensive-minded lineup. So outside of that, they still have good play finishers with Rui. They still have good play finishers with Aiden, with Hayes, who's still a good lob threat. So I think because you have simply put, we have Luka and Austin Reeves, you constantly have a playmaking. You have playmaking on the floor that set those guys up. Will always provide easy offense. So yeah, I don't think it's too much of a concern for their offense per se, especially for a team that was top 10 offense last year.
Great. And you still left 20 seconds left on the clock. Cool. All right. True. How do you choose to respond?
I don't like I said, it's early, it's preseason. It's preseason, so it's not really that big of a deal. It's really just gauging on, what things to do and prepare for the regular season, right? Get some reps in. It's not really a big concern to me. Like I said, the offense, the one thing about the Lakers is the offense. It's going to be great. It was great last year. You got Luka Doncic. You got another, even LeBron James being out, unfortunately, you got Austin Reeves, another playmaker in your team. You added DeAndre. Like I said, there was one of the best offenses last year, right? You added, and their big men last year, let's be real, was non-existent. You added DeAndre Ayton, criticized DeAndre you want to. He's a big upgrade. Comes to as a lob threat, the pick and roll and things of that nature. Some that, Jackson Hayes is athletic, but let's be real, it's Jackson Hayes. So DeAndre Ayton gives you way more offensive threat when it comes to that and when it comes to another option as a scorer, right? So it's not really a big of a deal. Like when it comes to rotations, like you said, now defensively, which is a big issue. They just got to figure that out. You know what I mean? Like I said, now Marcus Smart, I love Marcus Smart, but sometimes he can get shaky offensively. Sometimes, hey, he has some games where he hit like 5 threes, and he has some games where he's bricking all 5 threes. So it's like it's tricky. Jared Vanderbilt, a hell of a defender. When he's healthy, he's one of the best versatile defenders in the league. But his lack of offensive ability and not able to space the floor is a concern. And now JJ Redick, as a young coach, this is his second season, y'all. He has to try to figure out how to put those guys in, because those guys are valuable for what they do. Those guys are hell of a defenders. You got to put them in situations with guys with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Because Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are phenomenal, but let's be real. Listen, they're going to be attacked. Especially in this West, where there's a lot of offensive firepower, those guys gonna get targeted a lot. So JJ Redick has to figure out. That's the concern. Has to figure out how to put those guys into certain lineups to hide or to help the defense for the Los Angeles Lakers. So yeah, I mean, also too. So So I don't think it's really that big concern. It's concerns for sure, but not too much concerns of who are the Lakers are that we already know going into the season.
All right, Tom. Unfortunately, you niggas tied. How the fuck do y'all manage to tie in the last fucking round? What in the actual fuck? Okay. Chat, for everybody that's here, I need a topic. I need one more topic. I didn't plan for 2 overtimes, nigga. I need one more topic, chat.
Yo, I got one, Casual.
All right, what we got?
Is Donovan Mitchell a top 10 player in the NBA?
Oh shit. Okay. Y'all want to do that one?
I mean, it's up. I don't mind.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Buy or sell. Donovan Mitchell is a top 10 player in the NBA, starting with True the King.
Hell no. Donovan Mitchell is a top 10 player in the NBA. Is he one of the best shooting guards in the NBA? Absolutely, but he's not top 10. He may not even be. He's not even like, he's fighting to be the best in his position. And I don't think going this season he's over Anthony Edwards. Devin Booker, it's going to be a conversation with him and Devin Booker. And some people don't even have Devin Booker top 10. And if he's not Edwards, that's top. Anthony Edwards, a lot of people think he's top 10, and Anthony Edwards is like 7 to 10 range. So if Donovan Mitchell there, he's just not top 10. I mean, listen, like, Donovan Mitchell's a hell of a player. There's no knock about him, but there's more. There's a lot of guys better than, like, if Zion's healthy, is he better than Zion? I don't think so. he's not over Zion. He's not over, like I said, guys like Anthony Edwards. He's not guy like he's not over Wemby. He's not over Giannis. He's not over Jokic. He's not over guys like SJ. Donovan Mitchell has a hell of a score, but he doesn't bring enough to the table to be a top 10. He's not even guy over. He's not even LeBron James. We talked about Luka earlier. Like Jalen. You got Jalen Brunson out there. In the East. Trey Young. I don't even know. Listen, I think Trey Young. Hey, I don't care. I'm standing on it. Trey Young is gonna be over Donovan Mitchell this upcoming season. Especially what he can do offensively as a passer and playmaker. Come on now.
Okay.
So you got like you said. I think Paolo is on the rise. I think Paolo's going to rise. He's getting improving every year. Donovan Mitchell, like I said, he's him being top 10. I don't know.
All right,
gonna be back in action.
Tom. You're a nasty nigga. All right, I'll give you. But Embiid, shout out. I'll give that to you. Shout out to Andre. You the only reason why I give him that point for Embiid. All right, 30.
Oh, the buzzer beater, man.
Go ahead. It's a 14-point deficit. 30. You've come back from larger deficits before. Buy or sell, Donovan Mitchell is a top 10 player in the NBA going into the 25-26 season.
Absolutely not. He's not a top 10 player for this simple reason. One, he's not better than these 10 players. Shea, Giannis, Luka, Joker, AD, KD, LeBron, Brunson, Wemby, and of course, Ant. He's not better than those 10 players flat out. And the reason why he's not better than those 10 players because all those guys, either from an athletic standpoint or from a skill standpoint, have something superior than Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is a great player. He averaged 24, about 4.5 rebounds and 5 assists. And when you watched him play, he made major improvements in the pick and roll, and obviously shown great resilience in the playoffs, averaging damn near 30, 29.6 points per game. Breaking, a lot of people know he actually broke Jordan's record with most consecutive series starting, scoring 30 with 9. Shout out to Donovan Mitchell. But nevertheless, he's not top 10 because of those 10 guys I named. Another thing I mentioned too, those other 10 guys have something elite that they can say they stand on better than anyone else in the league, let alone against comparison to Donovan Mitchell, such as Wemby being the best defender in the league and taking another league with a more secure cast being better than Donovan Mitchell. How about as more established guys like the top 5 guys like Shea, Luka, Giannis, and Joker, which is already established, but even guys like AD who have more of a incentive and more of a stable team in contrast to be more productive and better than Donovan Mitchell. Not to mention, let's be honest, there's even rumblings and assessments that Evan Mobley is going to be better than Donovan Mitchell. How can you be top 10? What's it possible you're not even going to be the best player in your team going to next year? And that's definitely a possibility because Evan Mobley being a versatile forward, he's going to taking another jump. Yeah, he averaged about 18, 9, and 6, but he's going to average. You can project that to be 20, 10, and about 3 assists. Providing another level of elite defense, but most importantly, getting stronger, working with KG, and providing an extra offense to the team, which providing more value to Donovan Mitchell. Simply put, he can't be a top 10 player.
All right. Get off. Don't pull out the 9, Sturdy. Okay, relax, sir. All right, you won. You won by 11. Okay, it was convincing. This is crazy. You know what I'm starting to learn, chat? I'm starting to learn 14-point deficit in this game is not that big of a lead. We got the victor, and the victor is 30. And he dropped 60. Did he just drop 60? No, he dropped 48. 48 plus, I don't know what the fuck he averaged in the... Well, no, he dropped like
63.
It's 63? Yeah, so he dropped 107 points, bro. That's crazy. Quick maths. All right. As you guys can see, we have concluded around the room. We have our victor. Our victor is none other than Ace Sturdy. I appreciate you guys for coming up and contending, and especially with Sturdy being the champion, I expect to see him throughout the season. And if you guys want to be a part of this experience, please make sure to join the room. Make sure to become a member. Make sure to tune in each week, as we do plan on doing these once a week, and we might even double up on some on particular weeks, depending on how you guys react to this upcoming video. Please make sure to subscribe to Casual Reacts over on YouTube, and until then, we will holler at you guys later.
Later, casual.